We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, this world was being watched closely by intelligences greater than man's, and yet as mortal as his own. We know now that as human beings busied themselves about their various concerns, they were scrutinized and studied. Perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the transient creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacence, people went to and fro over the earth about their little affairs, serene in the assurance of their dominion over this small spinning fragment of solar driftwood which, by chance or design, man has inherited out of the dark mystery of time and space. Yet across an immense ethereal gulf, minds that are to our minds as ours are to the beasts in the jungle, intellects vast, cool, and unsympathetic, regarded this earth with envious eyes, and slowly and surely drew their plans against us. Those were the words spoken by Orson Welles on Halloween Eve, just when the world was on the precipice of war. Those were the opening words of Orson Welles' Mercury Radio Theater, War of the Worlds. But for me, they carry different meaning. It was summer, and I was 7. And it was a beautiful summer day, and I was inside watching television. And in Seattle, where it rains almost every single day, the day that you can, quote, see the mountain today, end quote, is the day that all good kids should be out playing outdoors. And my mother came down and she said, turn off the TV and go outside and play. And I don't even remember what I was watching, probably some stupid Gilligan's Island rerun or something. And I said, you watched TV when you were a kid, as I slammed off the TV and marched out of the room. And that's when she said, excuse me, young man. And I said, sorry. She said, no. What did you just say? And I said, that you watched TV when you were a kid. Then she uttered the words that changed the course of my life. No, I didn't. We didn't have TV. We had radio. On my 8th birthday, I got a copy of the Columbia Broadcasting System's War of the Worlds. And at 8 years old, I listened to that thing over and over again. And for the first time, my imagination was on fire. I could see the metallic creatures that were vaporizing the troops in Trenton. I could see the fog roll into New York. I recognized my imagination was much more powerful than even the imagination of Walt Disney, who was bringing to me and my house for the first time stories in living color. Color is much more vivid in your head than anything that can be done in Hollywood. Fast forward, last spring, my son is addicted to video games, and I have other issues with video games. I run now a radio network and a television network. But the thing that I love probably more than anything is the individual's imagination and the power of books. I received a phone call from a good friend of mine, a guy who helped me fix the ending of a Christmas sweater because I wrote the real ending, and Simon & Schuster at the time didn't even want to print this book. And they hated the ending. And I didn't know how to do an ending that wasn't the real ending. I didn't know how to fix it. And I called this guy because he's a genius. And we talked on the phone, and he said, wait. I have it. Let me call you back. And now that's the ending of the Christmas sweater. And so as we were getting ready to leave Fox and we were deciding what exactly we were going to do, we were in negotiations with Simon & Schuster on a new deal. And I had decided that I no longer wanted to do just my books. I wanted to be able to tell great stories and find great storytellers and tell their stories and let them actually tell the stories and not have to be told exactly how to tell a story when I know how to tell a story. And so do most writers. But then somehow or another, New York gets involved and wrecks it. And my phone rang after we signed this deal with Simon & Schuster, and we hadn't even announced it yet. And it was my good friend who helped me with the end of the Christmas sweater. And he said, Glenn, I have a series of books that are so great. And everybody I pitch it to, they say, it's too smart for kids. And I said, Richard Paul Evans, I have been praying that we could start telling stories and we could raise the bar a little bit. The name of that first story that he sent to me was, I believe, Michael Vey and the Electric Cheerleader. And I read it, and I said, Richard, I love all of it except the name. And we changed that to Michael Vey, The Prisoner of Cell 21, so 25. Now it's in its third book. It's out today. And last night I was reading with my son, and we're just like 4 chapters away from the end. And they're short chapters. And my son actually said to me, Dad, read quieter. And I said, what? And he said, if Mom hears us, she'll come in, and I'm supposed to be asleep. Read quieter. And we have been reading, and he loves it, and so do I. The new book is Battle of the Ampere. How do you say? Is it Ampere? Ampere?
It's what is it? André-Marie Ampere.
Ampere.
It's the French scientist.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And Battle of the Ampere, and it is, I think, the best of the 3.